Namaskar. Friends, this is Mandakini Thakkar from Mumbai bringing you a very interesting and bold story from our history. Going down the pages of Indian history, as we come to the second half of 16th century, we stumble upon a very valiant, brave and glorious warrior in the Portuguese era, active at the coastal Karnataka region. The warrior who fought a mighty Portuguese army almost single handedly. Surprisingly and sadly enough, we have forgotten this fiesta today. Friends, I am talking about Rani Abbakka Chauta. Rani Abbakka Chauta was the first Tuluva queen of Ullar, coastal Karnataka region, who fought Portuguese in the latter half of 16th century, 1555 onwards to be precise. Chauta dynasty ruled over parts of coastal Karnataka, the then Tulunadu. Uttige, the port town of Ullar, was their subcapital. Abbakka repulsed the attacks of various Portuguese forces for 14 long years. For her bravery, she was called Abhairani, the fearless queen. She is regarded as the first woman freedom fighter and one of the earliest Indians to fight colonial powers. In Karnataka, she is celebrated along with Kittur Chennamma, Keladi Chennamma, Unake Obawa as the foremost women patriots and warriors. She was born in 1525 and she died in 1570. She was married to Banga Lakshmappa Arasa from Chauta dynasty. Chautas belonged to Digambar Jain faith. Abbakka's maternal uncle Tirumala Raya trained her in warfare and military strategies. Her marriage was short-lived and she returned to Ullar. Her husband longed for revenge against her and later joined Portuguese in their fight against her. Now let us see Abbakka's battle against the Portuguese. From 1555, Portuguese colonial power was at its peak. They destroyed Zamorins of Calicut, they defeated Sultan of Bijapur, took away Daman from Sultan of Gujarat, established a colony in Mylapore, captured Bombay, made Goa their headquarters. And that's not all. They went on to ruin the ancient Kapaleshwar temple to build a church over it, pretty much unchallenged. Their next target was super rich and super profitable port of Mangalore. Their only bad luck. Just 14 kilometers south of Mangalore was a small settlement of Ullar. Ullar was then ruled by a fiesti, just a 30-year-old woman, Rani Abbakka. The Portuguese clearly got upset by Abbakka's tactics. They demanded she pay them tribute. She refused. Initially, they took her lightly. They sent a few boats and soldiers to capture and bring her to Goa. The boat and the soldiers never went back. The Portuguese were shocked. They were enraged. Now they sent a huge fleet of ships under the command of much celebrated Admiral Dom Alvaro da Silveira. The admiral soon returned badly injured and empty handed. One more fleet was then sent. This time, only a few injured from the crew managed to make it back. The others, well, the history doesn't know. Next, the Portuguese planned to capture the Mangalore port and the fort. To tackle Abaca from a convenient distance of Mangalore fort, perhaps. They did capture Mangalore fort successfully. A huge army under João Peixoto, a well-experienced Portuguese general, was sent to Ullar. The brief was as simple as subjugate Ullar and capture Abaca. The plan was perfect. It was foolproof. It is impossible for a 30-year-old woman with a small army to withstand the pressure and the might of an army of thousands with much advanced weapons, they thought probably. The Portuguese army reached Ullar and found it deserted. To much of their surprise, Abaca was nowhere in sight. They roamed around and relaxed. They even thanked their stars. They were about to call it a victory. Suddenly, Abaca emerged out of nowhere and attacked them with just 200 of her chosen men. There was utter chaos and panic all over the sea. Many Portuguese soldiers lost their lives even without a fight. General João Peixoto was assassinated. 70 Portuguese soldiers were captured. The rest ran away. They just ran away. Here, anyone in Abaca's place who has just defeated a large army of aggressors, killed a general, captured enemy soldiers, and defended successfully the dynasty and the city would rest, relax, celebrate, and enjoy the moment. But no, no. Rani marched with her men towards Mangalore fort. She broke inside. Not just that, assassinated Admiral Mascarenhas, the chief of Portuguese army power over there, and forced remaining to vacate the fort. And hold your breath, she did not stop here. She marched on to capture Portuguese settlement Kundapura, a full 100 kilometers north of Mangalore, just to make a point. Mind you, just to make a point. She did it. By now, the Portuguese knew that she is undefeatable by the normal, routine, usual army tactics. So they convinced her estranged husband, who was already waiting for a revenge, to betray her, and all this for money. She was now arrested and put in the prison. She revolted again, but got killed while trying to escape. She was an immensely popular queen, attested by the fact that she is today a part of folklore. Her stories are retold through folk songs called Yakshagana, a popular folk theatre in coastal Karnataka. She is portrayed as a dark and good-looking woman, always dressed in simple attire. She is portrayed as a caring queen who worked often late into the dark nights, dispensing justice to one and all who came to her. She was the last known warrior to have used the Agni Bana fire arrow in the fights against the Portuguese. She had two equally valiant daughters who fought alongside her in the battles. These are some of the things that have been done to commemorate this fearless queen. Indian Republic released a postal stamp with a cover in her name on 15th of January 2003. Karnataka government has erected two statues of the queen, one in Ullar and the other one in Bangalore. Annual celebrations take place in coastal Karnataka as Veer Rani Abbakka Utsava by the Utsava Samiti. In this celebration, a Veer Rani Abbakka Prashasti Award is given to the distinguished women of the year. The first of the series of 5 inshore patrol vessels is named after the Queen, ICGS Rani Abbakka. ICGS stands for Indian Coast Guard ship built at Hindustan Shipyard Limited, Vishakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, India. A special police force in Dakshin Karnataka is launched in her name, Rani Abbakka Pade, to deal with the issues related to women folk in the area. So friends, in all its cacophony, our generation has lost this great source of inspiration. So friends, pass on this bold, brave, brilliant and beautiful piece of history to your kids to introduce them to Rani Abbakka. Thank you.